Hi guys, it's Justin Dawson, and for a while, if you're listening to the All Things Techie podcast, you may have noticed I've been using a brand new microphone, very coloured microphone, the Shure MV7. That's it, the quick start guide of the Shure MV7. I've been using this microphone for quite some time now, after getting it at ISC back in February. And I haven't done a product review on it yet because I have been testing it, crashing and burning it, and giving you the latest information on the Shure MV7. So let's get right to it. Available in all different colours, as once upon a time, metal or black. The MV7 could be based on the SM7B, but they aren't identical. The SM7B's iconic oblong grille isn't present in the MV7's design. The front address mic's overall shape is similar, but the capsule is covered by a screw-on foam pop filter windscreen, and when it's removed, instead of a grille, you see an actual unprotected dynamic capsule. The filter is only removable, so it can be replaced with various colour options. It needs the filter on to properly protect the capsule. The MV7's capsule is a cardiac pattern and frequency range of 50 Hz to 16 kHz, and the mic's AD converter can record 16-bit 44.1 kHz or 48 kHz sample rates. The MV7 swivel mount is designed to screw onto any standard mic. An adapter for smaller thread mounts is included in the box, and Shure also sells a desktop tripod stand, mic stand and boom arm stand. All can be bought along with the mic respectively. Having to pay extra for these is a bit of a bummer. It's par for the course in the XLR mic world, but most USB mics we test come with their own stands. But you know what? I got this whole stand in the box as well. The MV7 needs a stand or mount for some sort of in order to use it properly, so you can. But I use a Rode mic arm in my podcast. The mic's top panel has a control strip, and along the border of the pop filter's edge, here there are touch-sensitive controls for mute, a slider for adjusting levels, and a button for switching the slider function between mic gain or headphone volume. Slider LED lights are orange. There's also a lock icon. Holding both the mute and the level button simultaneously will lock or unlock the control panel, so you don't accidentally change settings once they are set. You know what, guys? I actually don't use these features. I put my microphone through the mixing desk. I still use an XLR connection. However, and I say however, this is USB enabled too, and you can use the Shure software to adjust different settings. Now, I have to say, I use the Shure settings with the USB. I'm an old school guy. I like using my mixing desk. But when I take this Shure mic out on the road and use the desk stand, I use the software. And I have to say, it is absolutely pitch perfect. You can do low cuts, you can do high cuts, you can use the automatic features as you are seeing now in this video with the Shure software, and it makes it very crisp and takes away the mixing desk completely. I did a side-by-side test, and I couldn't actually tell the difference when I played it back to other listeners of my podcast. The Motive app allows for quick muting and gain control from the software window, so the mic doesn't have to be touched in order to make the adjustments. And that's what I like. I don't use these adjustments on this ring. Maybe some people do. I personally don't. I like, if I was going to do that, using the mixing desk, if I'm using the XLR connection, or if I'm using the USB, use the Motive app software and be able to fine tune things, but they have loads of automatic features in there. The ability to use the mic with a Pro Gear analog XLR setup or use the digital USB connection for computers makes the MV7 one of the most versatile mics I have actually tested. In XLR mode, as to be expected, the onboard gain controls no longer work, which makes sense, nor does the headphone output on the microphone because you're going through I'm going through a mixing desk. It's a pure analog signal with no DSP. The XLR connection doesn't feel like a gimmick. It is certainly useful if you bring the mic into a studio, which I use. If you plan on using the USB connection often or exclusively, the MV7 starts to make a lot of sense. Its versatility is a huge bonus. You can record with USB one session and use XLR in the next, and the clean signals will pretty much sound similar. Using the USB connection with the likes of Adobe Audition, I was able to get a wide variety of podcast-friendly vocal sounds, crisp and compressed, or relatively mid-focused and clean. For those with less recording experience looking for plug-and-play, ready-to-go vocal mic that will deliver quality results, the combo of the MV7 and the Motive app will get the job done. And as a brand, Shure has one of the best reputations in the world of professional audio. They have a huge following of podcasters and radio pros who swear by Shure products. And after starting to use this Shure SM7B, I have to say I am in favour of these microphones. I have tested other products like Logitech before, but this really stands out from the crowd. The Shure MV7 ships with a pair of 3-meter cables, a USB-A and USB-C, a mounting bracket, and the standard 5/8 thread for attaching the mic to a stand. One of the downsides is that you'll have to supply your own stand yourself. The use of the mic stand is highly recommended, as Shure does not include one as standard. But that makes sense. It comes in a box that is the size of this sheet. Setting up the Shure MV7 in short was simple. Shure has struck the definition of plug and play mic to the letter. The point alone will make the Shure MV7 appealing to novices. It takes minutes to set up. You just literally, if you're using USB, plug in the USB, plug it into your laptop, download the software, and you are ready to go and record. The second inquiry comes down to personal preferences. If you're looking to create a balanced audio, then you should probably invest in a dedicated XLR cable. That's what I use in my studio with my mixing desk. Shure provides all that you would need to control audio through a USB. The Motive app is vital that you download the Shure Plus Motive app. The Motive app can be used with Android, iOS, macOS, and Windows, as you might expect. Some of the features, some may feel restricted of having to use the Motive app, but in reality, the app gives you a wide range of options and have brilliant functionality. The ease and use of the functionality of the Motive app makes it ideal for those who are less tech savvy. So the pros and cons. The pros, well, XLR and USB. I think it's fair to say that being able to use both XLR and USB connections simultaneously is a power move from Shure. Being able to record a low resolution file over USB and a high resolution file over XLR means that you don't have time to edit one video file or audio file, you're covered. The ease of use, Shure stands by the plug and play application of the MV7. It took about 15 minutes to get the mic up and running, even over on a USB. Even less. Sound quality, it's worth repeating that it's the mainstay of any mic. The MV7 is delivered exceptional sound quality, arguably close to the professional studio quality at an unbeatable price. One of the features that I did, which I read about by other podcasters, is the SM7 or the MV7 comes with a small foam pop filter. Someone said, go onto Shure's website and buy the pop filter for the SM7B, which is longer and still fits in the same capsule as the MV7, which I did. And I have to say, the pop shield on the SM7B is longer, and it actually takes away so much other ambient noise that I actually kept the SM7B's pop shield filter on this MV7. It cost me, I think, maybe $30 maximum to get the other pop filter, and I think it works better and takes away any of the sounds in the production. However, if you use the USB and use the sounds there, you can cut out a lot of the background noise through the software. Though I do like the look to make the MV7 look like the SM7B. That's why I have the longer pop filter. The touch controls, I found that the touch sensitive controls would be a little fiddly on the top, especially when you have the mic stand the way I have, and it's not user friendly as you might expect. Maybe putting it along the side in future models might be easier, but along the top, I just find that that's I can't really see while I'm using the mic stand. I would have to, yeah. But the app, absolutely perfect. Who's the Shure MV7 suitable for? There's no really simple answer to this question. Some people like to do video conferencing calls and use a great microphone. Use one of these Shure MV7s. It could be amateur and professionals alike doing podcasts, and will get great sound out of the Shure MV7. Either if it's a main source of recording or spare dynamic microphone for your studio. The Motive app is essential to the MV7. The only way to update the mic firmware is through the app, plus the manual is included for reference. It has auto level mode if you're in a rush to get the recording completed. The mode does all the tweaking for you and has mic orientation choice. There's also a manual mode for more on hands-on approach with 4 different EQ profiles to choose from. The pickup pattern the MV7 has, there's a dynamic cartridge with cardioid pickup pattern. To function over USB, the MV7 does not require a preamp of any kind or hardware interface for that matter. It handles loud noise really well. Laughing loudly while recording a podcast won't distort the signal. For more on the Shure MV7, visit Shure's website. The details are below, and I'll see you in the next product review.